Hey guys, welcome back, and in our previous videos we discussed the read mode, the write mode and the access mode in Python and how it's used for file handling. In this video we'll be discussing a bit about the R+, W+, and the A+ mode and how is it different from our regular non-plus modes. I hope that makes sense. It doesn't make sense to me. Now if I try to run this file, if I try to run this piece of code, it will give me an error because obviously the file does not exist as expected. What happens if I give it the R plus access mode command? Now you guys remember that R plus said that it will read, which is open, and write the file if it exists. And if the file does not, you know what the write does, right? You know, right, if a file does not exist, it just creates a file and then adds data into it. So let's just see what happens if I try to append some data into it. Hey there, spelling is fun. Hey kids, spelling is fun, as Miss Taylor Swift once said. Okay. No such file or directory that exists. Okay, so that means this is supposed to happen only for a file that does exist. So let's just create a file, example.txt, name, and let's just see what happens now. So it's basically supposed to write into this file, and yes it did, and that was R+. Now what happens if we do this for a file that does not exist, but the mode that we're using is W+. Now we know that the W+ mode, where does it go? Yes, it opens a file to write and read both. So basically, and we remember that it's different from R+ in the sense that obviously it will overwrite the file if one exists, and if it does not exist, it will create the file. So you guys, let's just, now example 2 does not exist, so it's supposed to create the file and overwrite into this file, and then we'll check this for example and change the text and see if it overwrites the already existing file example as well. But first, for example2.txt, yes, there is a file, and yes, it has been changed. Okay, now let's just try to do this with a file that already exists, and let's just, say hi there. Okay, and now it's supposed to overwrite the data in example.txt. Does it? Yes, it does. And this was it about W+. Now what does append plus do? Now we remember append allows us to write and append both into a file. Okay, append and read both. The file pointer remains at the end if a file exists, which means if I try to do this, it will just, if I try to do this to example2.txt, which is this, the pointer will remain here and it will append to this file. And let's just see. Hi there. Alright, and the other thing it says, it creates a new file if no file exists with the same name. So it's basically also as simple it follows the function of a and a plus both. So let's just say example3.txt, which does not exist, and it's supposed to append this data into that file. And let's just look into that. Yes, it has created a file example3.txt, and look, there we go. There is some data that has been appended to it. And I just realized I speak very fast sometimes. I'm sorry for that, guys, but when you know things, it's easier to just, you feel like you just want to go through it very fast, and that happens with me, and I'm sorry for that. But I hope you guys understood the point of this video and why we were exploring these different modes. And since I do not know much about binary modes myself, I would like to practice them without someone looking at them and looking at me making mistakes. And yeah, with that being said, that's it for today's video, and in the next video we'll again be discussing some more functions such as read lines, etc. in file handling. But for these videos, couple of videos, we just discussed the access modes, and now we'll discuss more about file handling. And with that being said, that's it for today, and I'll see you in the next video, guys. Bye.